Hello, everyone. Yes, thank you for sticking with me because I realized that it's been a little while since I've had a show. Well, to be honest, I was going to go live yesterday, but then I wasn't feeling very well. I don't know why, I just wasn't feeling very well. But now I am feeling better. So that is most important. Hello, Matt is crap. He is anything but crap, as we know. But how's everyone doing? You will know I've gone live on X, Twitter. I would not call it X. I've gone live on Twitter and I'm also live on YouTube. I don't know if it means that the X comments will come through to YouTube or vice versa. I have no clue, but that number does mean that it's just everyone on different platforms. So if you are from X or Twitter and you're watching this, thank you very much. But consider coming over to YouTube because this is where you can at least get involved in the conversation and I can see all the comments involved. Because look, it says there's 106 people, 108 people. So I appreciate you all wherever you are. There's 16 over on TikTok as well. As you know, come over, you can comment if you're on X as well. Totally fine. But if you are new, right? If you are new, just make sure that, see, straight away, we got an idiot like this. This is going to happen constantly when it comes to being on X. So he says that YouTube troll police. If you wouldn't mind, whoever's a mod, just kick this idiot out. Because in case you didn't know, this is the non-toxic Man United community. So we're just going to have some fun and chat about United because it is also the international break. So we have to chat about something, that is at least a little bit more positive. Do you know what I mean? So I appreciate you. And straight away, we got a little super chat in from Luke. And I really appreciate you, Luke. Thank you very much. And thank you, everyone, for joining. I mean, I'm going to keep you guys updated with where we are at in terms of like sub counts and stuff like that. But I thought it'd be different, to get this one up and running, to get it live on the show, to see what people are saying, to see what people are thinking. And yeah, I really appreciate you. So wherever you're watching, drop a like because we actually have, for the first time in a while during an international break, some positive stuff to talk about. So let's just get straight into it. Thank you to everyone who's joining on X. There's quite a few. I'm not saying X. Thank you for everyone who's joining on Twitter. I really appreciate you all sticking by it. If you've been enjoying the content and stuff, please drop a like wherever you are. Make sure you follow. And if you're on like TikTok or if you're on Twitter, wherever you might be, then yeah, see, why have we got people like this? Why are you brown? Why are you not white? I love kids. What's wrong with people? What is wrong with people? Why is my skin color black? What is actually wrong with people? Okay, cool. This might be the last time that we do it on Twitter, by the way, just for that. But no, they didn't even need the mods. I could do that one. But Gianfranco Fimbra saying, "What's up from San Diego, California? South Africa's in the house." From Duval, Max Hounds wants me to answer something, but I don't know what you want me to answer, my friend. But thank you all for joining the lives. Make sure you just like up the video wherever you're watching, okay? It just helps to get more people in here. That's all it does. Reading them out loud and I have no idea what you're saying, mate. Max, what are you saying? You're going to go from 15th to 14th? Well, it's still better. Can you say hello to me, mate? How are you, by the way? Of course I can, O'Shea. Good to see you. And let's just keep it. I was going to say, let's just keep it brief. We're not going to keep it brief. I want to talk straight away about this guy. Okay? We know who I'm going to get a picture of. So straight away, what are your thoughts about the Onana deal? Let's just be very... Obviously, we've got to be kind. Well, we don't have to be that kind. But we have to be fair. We have to be nuanced in our discussion about this guy because straight away, if I was to just say, should Onana go? Should this, that? Then everyone is going to agree with it. Do you know what I mean? But straight away, what do you think about it? Like, what do you think about Onana? Because straight away, like, I don't know how there's somehow been a discourse online, not really online, but like Sky Sports and all these lot, I've started to say, oh, maybe Man United shouldn't have gotten rid of Onana. And I'm like, it just shows kind of what the agenda is. Do you know what I mean? It just shows what the agenda is. Good to see you, Troy. Good to see you, Amal, saying you're happy he's gone. Sam is happy he's gone as well. So fair play. I mean, all of you are happy he's gone, and I can completely understand that. I'm happy as well. But ultimately, he's going for more money. Max Hounds, I can't see your question. Bro, go onto YouTube. How many times I have to say? Because you're already being rude, so I don't really care what you have to say, frankly. What is wrong with people? I swear. So weird. Heard on Hold on, talk to the Devils that he was asking for more money because he is taking care of people at home. Fair play. Yes, okay, yes, but isn't every footballer? And yes, read the room and all this sort of stuff. But like, if he's taking care of people at home, I understand all of that. But still, at the same time, you're taking money from Manchester United, and you're going from like 100 and something thousand pounds a week to 200. Like, we're talking about the rich of the rich. It's not like he's going from nothing to £10 a week. Do you know what I mean? Thrilled to bits. He's off, Leroy. That's the first nice comment I've had from Twitter, so I appreciate you. And 50 million is mental for Onana, and Soham has come in and said it's the same amount that Haaland went to City for. Ouch, mental. But the Muldoon fella seems pretty happy with this. It seems pretty happy with this. It's saying that thank God Onana has gone. Trabzonspor paying his full wage as well. Again, this is the full wage that we don't have to be dealing with anymore. Bakugo, thank you for the follow. If you're on TikTok, by the way, drop a follow. If I see it, a little free shout out as well. But you can click the link above, come over to YouTube and subscribe because we're trying to hit some big ones. See if you can come over and help that. And if you're on Twitter as well, link in bio, exactly the same. But the giveaway we've got planned at 10K, I can't wait. And tomorrow, I'm uploading a video that is actually it's close to my heart. But I think modern footballers, and really, like, I wish I could have included Onana in this. You can include him when you watch it, but I was watching him and I just thought, in terms of footballers going for the money nowadays and not caring about the fans and putting things out of expectation, like, I'm upset with the way modern football has gone. And I think certain players have been the poster boys for this sort of behavior. Onana's one of them, which is a shame. So it is what it is. At this rate, I might not be talking much. Nah, Luke, we need you to talk. Come on. Cry because it happens, smile because it's over. That's so true. That's one of the best ways to look at it. I have this strange theory that United's poor form was mostly due to Onana. We finished third the year prior. Constantly leaking goals can definitely affect the confidence. That's not a crazy take. If you have a bad goalkeeper, what's up, Baps? If you have a bad goalkeeper, it not only just makes everyone else. Thank you, Bakugo, for the follow on YouTube. It makes everyone else overcompensate. It's not just a case of, being a good goalkeeper versus a bad or saving shots. Like, it's not really as simple as that. It is the point that we have to, like, let's say you're a defender and you've got a goalkeeper behind you that you can't trust. All of a sudden, you're going to want to make that slide tackle. You're going to want to clear that ball. You're going to want to rush into things because you don't have the calmness in behind you thinking, if I make a mistake or if I do a little less than everything, then the guy behind me is going to bail me out. Manchester United don't have that, which is a shame. It's sad, really. It is really sad. So I feel for, like, the goalkeepers that have to come into this back line because, I feel sorry for the defenders who have to come into this back line because ultimately it's not going to work out well for them. But still, at the same time, we need a better goalkeeper. We need a calmer presence. And I think that's what we're getting in Lammens. And I think that's what we're going to push forward in order to get Radek Vitek back at the club as well. But look at this. Agaz Kapoor has said, well, he's joined as a new member in the chat. I'm just checking on YouTube as well. Have you joined the academy or have you joined the first team? You've joined the academy. Welcome to the Dev FC Academy. Please, everyone, drop a W for him. And like I say, when we hit 100 members, that's when we get members-only content coming first. So you guys will get all of the uploads an hour before everyone. You'll get specific giveaways. You'll get all that kind of stuff once we hit certain milestones. But to everyone who is dropping love and supporting the channel, cannot tell you how much that means. So I really, really appreciate you guys. And how many's on that? So on YouTube, we've got like 37 people watching directly, which means we have over 400 people watching in from Twitter. So if you're one of those people, I do appreciate you. And I understand as well that Twitter is just one of those horrible places, let's be real. But a lot of you actually do kind of keep it positive over there. And all these faceless accounts and trolls are always going to be there. But yeah, and TikTok as well. Everyone's just been pretty chill. So I appreciate you all. I really, really do. And wherever you're watching, please just get the likes going as much as you can because it just brings more Man United fans in here, which is what we want. We love Manchester United fans and we're trying to build this community into the best one that it can possibly be. And while we're on that subject, we aren't far away from hitting that 10K mark. We're actually not far away compared to before. We're on 9,440 subscribers. Just so you know, before I posted the Lammens video, I think we're on 8.6. So the amount of people coming over from that video is ridiculous. That video is on 12K. It's the highest one that we've done so far. So I really appreciate that. And Agaz, appreciate you becoming a a member after yours expired, so I really appreciate you for that. Josue Loic has said, honestly, I always knew going for Onana was a big mistake, and I wasn't wrong. Well, fair enough, man. Twitter is an abscess, but it's our abscess. Fairs. Luke saying, if you don't have faith in your teammate, it affects the whole team. You're only as strong as your weakest link. Unfortunately, very true from Luke. Told you it would go quick. Yeah, well, hopefully we can get there. Hopefully we can get there. But yeah, it is going to be a pretty... do you know what I want to know from you? Whether you're on TikTok or YouTube or wherever you're watching, right? First of all, do you like my little banner? I like my little banner. But before we get into how much we love my banner, I want to hear from all of you how you would rate this transfer window now that all the outgoings are sorted. The only one that could leave maybe is Terrell Malacia. Maybe a youngster might go out on loan somewhere. But out of 10, how are we rating this transfer window? How are we rating? Don't worry, Dat. You ain't really missed much. We're just saying, how are you rating this transfer window? Luke is giving it a 7. I remember, Luke, you were staunch at a 6 or 6.5. So it's good to see you back at a 7. Yeah, genuinely Muldoon, bloody, what's his name? Robert Earnshaw said it. It's ridiculous. 8 out of 10 says Soam. Honestly, 8 out of 10, 7.5. I feel like we're around the same ballpark. 8, 7. Yeah, we're around the same ballpark, innit? We all know what would have made it a 10. A midfielder. Like we all know that. There's no need to really go for it further. But this is mental. Troy giving it a 6, saying no midfield or right wing back, what Amrin wanted. Well, we've got the players out of the club that he wanted. Like I think it was a lot harder, let's say, for Ineos to be like bringing in all the sorts of players that he wanted, let alone getting them out at the same time. So I think that's fair. The players that left didn't leave for enough, bro. Wages, man. Like I know that you want to look at Chelsea and Liverpool and all this. Look at how much their players that they sold were being paid. So clubs could then say, transfer wise, you're getting this. But we're saving a stupid amount on Onana not being at the club for this season. Sorry, we're saving like 6 million quid or something. So like it's worth it. A midfield and proper sales instead of loans with obligations, that won't happen. If that would have made it a 10 million%. No higher than a 7, and Burma and Cunha are good. That's it. Madders said that Tottenham had an 8 and they had a 7. To be honest, Tottenham getting rid of Daniel Levy, I think, has made it like a 9, but fair enough. Was never a fan of him. Plus, he only loves money, not our club. This is true. Now, this shocked. Okay, I don't know if this shocked me, but I was a little bit surprised to hear that Onana is getting paid almost more than double his salary now that he's gone to wherever he's gone to. He's gone to Trabzonspor, right? First of all, to go from Inter Milan to Trabzonspor isn't an indictment on us. It's an indictment on him, because if he was good enough, he would have still been at Manchester United or still been at Inter, and he would have still gone to a top club in terms of the ones that have been linked with him. The only ones that were linked with him that you could say is a big club is Monaco, with Pogba and like Ansu Fati and like Lamine Camara. So he could have gone over there, but his wages were too much for Monaco. So I'm there thinking, all right, so this guy ain't really taking his life serious, and all he wants is the money, and that's a shame. Because what's up, Annie? The problem I have is like he said, I think it might just be me. I don't know if you were the same, right? He lulled me in with a false sense of security. Not that he was good enough to be our goalkeeper or any of this. He wasn't good enough to be our goalkeeper. That's very clear. But it was more the fact, thank you, Gavin, for the follow. It was more the fact that he used to say stuff like, do you think you go from being Champions League level goalkeeper to the worst goalkeeper in the world? I don't think so. Or, we have to take responsibility. I'm shouldering it for the younger players and all this sort of stuff. And he always did that. But that made me think, and I said it in the video on Lammens. I said it on the video on Onana, actually. And I said, look, like, he has the mentality. That's what I said at the time. And I might have to retract it, because he said what I said about him, that he has the mentality to be Manchester United goalkeeper. In actual fact, well, this is very true. For one, Luke saying Onana in the Champions League was the definition of a purple patch. It 1,000,000% was. Go back and look at his underlying stats for that season. He was underperforming his stats, but in the Champions League, he was overperforming, which says a lot, because it's the other way around when it came to United. But, well, in every sense, he just wasn't good enough. But also, I thought, yeah, you must have that. You must have some sort of like cojones about you to be like, he wants to do the best for Manchester United and do the best for this. But ultimately, he didn't. He didn't care. He just wanted to be like, he just wanted money, as a matter of fact, because He's come in. I don't know if you guys know this. Everyone on Twitter that is tuning in right now, first of all, there's over 600 of you coming in from Twitter. So I appreciate you guys very, very much. Like up the show on YouTube if you haven't already. And if you like are on Twitter, you're on TikTok, and you want your comments to like be read out loud and stuff like this, come over to YouTube just right now. Subscribe if you haven't already. Because if all of you that's in here subscribed, we could hit 10K today, which would be mad. And the giveaway I've got, the giveaway is nice, but it's only for YouTube subscribers. If you can, please come over and do it, because I'm trying to build out this channel into, like I say, the best and healthiest Man United community, because I can get annoyed, I can get angry and all this sort of stuff, but I don't think it's productive. And ultimately, I want the best for our club, so do you. And I think there's a way we can talk about our football club, more importantly. So I hope you guys, like, if you do, like, agree with that, you could disagree with that, agree with that, whatever. But, like, if you agree with it, then please come over, because I think it will, I think it will be great if you can, because we can build this into something really, really cool, and we can put our hat on it and say, we built this together, which would be really nice if you could do that. So please do, if you can. It would mean the world to me, frankly. And yeah, YouTube is huge in compared to other platforms, because I'm trying to now take myself onto different things. And you guys might have seen I was on Goal Fan Zone. I'm doing a shoot tomorrow, so I cannot get there without you. I can't do any of these things without you. I really, really appreciate it. And YouTube can be my place where I decide what goes out, when and how and all this. And you guys can be a massive part of that. So yeah, if you want to join, totally up to you. But if you can, that would really mean a lot. So if you're on TikTok, if you're on X or Twitter, then click the link in bio wherever you are. On X, it's going to be my profile. And on TikTok, it's going to be just go onto my profile. You can see it all there. So yeah, would really mean a lot if you guys could do that. That would be splendid. We have nearly 700 people in here, which is crazy. And David Dominguez Villalba, what a name. It just came from TikTok. Appreciate you very, very much. Again, if you guys come from TikTok, by the way, let me know in the comments. Stay in the comments. Give you a little shout out as well. Look, he's got his comment live. Same to you on Twitter as well. I don't want to call it X, but I keep flitting in between. Kerner said, I still think Onana can succeed again as a prime goalkeeper, just didn't fit in with us. Yes, I think he can. It's all about, like, okay. On Kern's point, right? On Kern's point, can I, what's it called? Can I ask you guys if you agree with this? Like, it's a Gary Neville statement, so just let me know if you agree or not, right? Just agree, disagree. Just put that in, okay? Gary Neville said that the hardest position in world football is Manchester United goalkeeper. Start off with that. Do we agree or disagree with that? That being Manchester United goalkeeper is the hardest. What do you think? Leroy, my G, thank you very much for coming over. Same for you, George. Appreciate you guys very, very much. Anyone remember Football Daily back in the day? Was the go-to YouTube? Yeah, I used to love Football Daily, man. I met them, met them recently. They're really nice people. So I've asked, is it the hardest? Already we got A in TikTok saying no, saying yes, sorry. And then we got Gianfranco saying agree. Man United fan saying yep. Madders saying either that or a defender. Defender? Nah, not a defender. Soham says nope. Yes from Troy. Nope from Mustafa. Agree, says David. Make a poll. Good point. I could just do that, couldn't I? Make it a poll. Yeah, fairs. DAF says disagree, coming over from Twitter. So thank you very much for coming over for the first point. But let me start a poll. Let's start a poll. Is Man United goalkeeper the hardest position in world football? Mustafa, like, I'm trying to read them, man. Can you put it in one more time? I can see it all now. So just put it in now and I'll be able to see it. Thank you for sticking by, man. I know that you couldn't make the last one, but I really appreciate you sticking by with it. Second to striker, really? Being the number 7 is the hardest. Ooh. To be fair, like, that's not even a poor take, is it? We've seen it with Højlund. It's obviously striker. Sam, good point. Definitely not world football. United don't have a good atmosphere at home. Well, yeah, doesn't that make it harder then? Kind of shows how good De Gea was playing with Jones and Smalling and Lindelof and Maguire. Luke, I'm so glad you pointed this out, because can I just say, like, this whole thing about Onana has one of the best defenses that we've had in recent years, and he's still struggling. I'm sorry, having 3 at the back, and those 3 are likely Lisandro Martinez, Matthias de Ligt, and Harry Maguire at times, Lenny Yoro. It's better than what De Gea had. De Gea had to do Lindelof, Maguire, Bailly and Rojo, Smalling and Jones. Like, it's ridiculous. Agas said it's very hard, but not the hardest. Soam says the hardest position in world football is a Barcelona winger or Real Madrid midfielder. United away fans always class. That's very true. Easily the hardest question, has all the scrutiny, but hardest position has all the scrutiny, but no chance to sub in someone else. The media just wait for you to make a mistake. This is what I'm saying. It is hard. De Gea could save the Titanic. I love that. And I like Blind. Yes, I actually really like Daily Blind. It wasn't like, he didn't do enough at Man United. I'm real. Mustafa, what'd you say? That number 7 shirt is the most pressure. Okay. Keyword was, he was god awful in his last couple of seasons. That's very true. He was. God awful is a bit harsh. He wasn't good enough. I'll put it that way. He definitely wasn't good enough. He wasn't. But let's end it on this then. Right? We're going to be here for about an hour more, or about 50 minutes or so. Ultimately, do you think this was the right move to let him go? Because now our goalkeeping options, we'll get onto one. We've got Lammens, who's coming in, and it is pronounced Lammens. He said it himself. But Senne Lammens is coming in. Then we've got Altay Bayindir, and we've got Tom Heaton at the moment. So do you think it was the right choice to let him go? Simple as that. Should have got Martinez. I disagree. I've made a whole video on why we shouldn't have got Martinez, so that's fine. Yes, it was the right move. Can't help but agree with you, Rob. Well, it wasn't great. Yeah, true. I think the problem is our defense always has a lapse in concentration. Onana does not feel the team with confidence. It's the same thing, though. It kind of goes both ways. 1000% right to get rid of him, says Riley. Yes. Simple as that, says Imran Khan. Yes, says Callie. Vinny Jones would do better in goal than Onana. Current Vinny Jones. Yeah, fairs. Hardest position is strikers. Don't know where the ball is. They need to anticipate. Well, it's the same with goalkeepers. The goalkeeper doesn't know where the ball is. We needed or where the ball's going to end up. We needed a centre-back maybe in January. We needed a centre-back. You're the first person I've seen that says we need a centre-back, I'll be real. Let's see where we're at with subscribers. 9,447. Appreciate you guys, man. Really, really do. Let's get the likes going up on YouTube as well if we can. Let's just see how much we can get. John O'Shea was more successful than Onana. That's mad. Elliot has raised a good point. So we can remove Onana for now. And I'm glad because I need to get him off my screen. So we can remove him from now. But there is a certain player that we do need to talk about, or more so, a certain position that we do need to talk about. And Luke, before you go in for it, right, I don't want you talking about Tanaka. But please, brother. Now, well, you can talk about Tanaka all you like, Luke. You are Luke at the end of the day. So I'm just going to get a little picture up so we can talk about him. But did you guys hear what Fabrizio Romano said? Did you hear it today? So it seems as though we are going to go in for a midfielder in January. At least that's our plan. So despite not being able to get one in right now, it does feel like we are going to go in for a midfielder in January. Like we missed out on one, which is fine. You know, it is what it is, but we've missed out on one for this current window, but we now want it. So let's just have a look and get the picture up here, because the one midfielder that we were tracking that we weren't able to get, you all know exactly who I'm going to be talking about if I can find the right picture of him. But it is Carlos Baleba. Carlos Baleba is definitely the best option. Like, if we can get someone like a Carlos Baleba, I think it'd be amazing. But what are you guys thinking so far? Like, in terms of who we could be getting, like, I need to get another picture of it. I need to find one. But would you be happy with waiting this long and still getting Baleba for the amount of money that we were quoted? Like, you got to remember how much we were quoted. It was a lot of bloody money for Carlos Baleba. And I don't see that money, to be fair, he hasn't started the season brilliantly. I don't see the money going down like a crazy amount. Thank you for the likes on TikTok, by the way. We're nearly at 3. Oh, we've hit 3K. Let's see if we can hit 10. Sending failed. It said Wharton is still a better option. So what do we think? In terms of midfielders, who do we want to go for? Yeah, Fairs. You know what, Luke? Fairs. Let's go. What's he saying? All right, I'll talk about Tanaka. Bro, we don't need to talk about no Tanaka. It's fine. I'm still a believer. Are you guys a believer? Are you a believer? Do you think he's going to come? I've not been impressed by him so far this season. He's not the 100 million is still crazy. I'm not going to lie. Buy Baleba and sell Bruno at the start of next transfer window. So it's in this year's of PSR. Bro, it's Bruno's birthday today. How are you going to talk about selling the man? I hear you though, but we need to go for both. You want us to get Baleba and Wharton. I'm out. You've lost your mind. Sam said, "Give me Boubacar Kamara." What the Villa player? I wanted him, to be honest, when he was. Didn't he join for free? Have I made that up? I haven't been impressed with this Baleba. What this year? Baleba isn't a £100 million player. Getting subbed off against City says a lot for me. Much love, Dev. Yes, Mark. Thank you very much for the love. Appreciate you. How many people we got in here now? Jeez, Twitter has smashed it. I've got to say, we've got 872 people in here that are watching. Don't know where it is, but I don't even know how you get your comments live. But some of you just watching because you're enjoying, which is fine by me. But consider wherever you are, just dropping a little follow. And if I see you on TikTok, because it's right here, I'll give you a little shout out. If I see you on YouTube, you just got to let me know that you've done it. DAF from Twitter says, if Baleba fits in and plays very well for us, the price doesn't matter. It's true. It is true, innit? That's the thing. Like, if he comes in and plays well, who cares how much you pay for a player? Do you know what I mean? Like, but it's just the thing is, you can be 100 million at Liverpool, Arsenal, even definitely Man City, and you can get ignored, not just for success, but because the scrutiny is not that much compared to Manchester United. Do you know what I mean? So I think just to have a player that's 100 million at Manchester United is too much. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's going to be too much for them, is what I'm trying to say. I still think Onana from Villa would be an interesting one. I'm not sure. I'm not going to lie. The name Onana, I don't think I can do it anymore. I just don't think I can do it anymore. What's up, Nick? Good to see you. Luke, you've always been about Lucha Nagume. You know what I want you guys to show me your ball knowledge now, because I want to do some learning over the course of this season. Like, I've already said that there's a midfielder in Monaco, Lamine Camara, plays for Senegal as well, who I'm going to be tracking this season. I'll do my predictions in a sec. I'm going to be tracking him this season in terms of I know which midfielder I want. He's one of them. And I want to look at him and do my own scout reports. All right? It don't mean nothing. United won't listen to me. But just for my own nerdy sake, I'm going to look at a midfielder and try and see if he's going to be good enough for Man United. The midfielder that I'm watching absolutely is going to be Lamine Camara. So who is the midfielder that you're going to be watching? Or is there a midfielder that you rate that you think I should watch? Lucha Nagume, we've already seen. Luke, you want me to look at him? I'll look at him for sure. This doesn't mean that, my word is gold, because it definitely isn't. Soham, don't mention Richard Rios, man. You know how much I wanted this boy at Man United, but he's not here. Dexterous, appreciate you. What would your opinion have been if we got Conor Gallagher? I'm going to throw a spanner in the works. I don't think it's awful. On loan. A loan for Conor Gallagher, I would have actually been all right with, just to get someone in, and to get him for a good fee. Well, no fee, but a good deal. Tanaka, Luke, again, how old is Tanaka again? I've forgotten. Jack Fletcher. Oh, you're looking internally. Saying we've got food at home. Okay. I think Richard Rios has more potential than Kamara. Yeah, they're two completely different midfielders. Though. Mustafa coming in with Javi Guerra. That's very good. Tanaka, obviously. He's 26, is he, Luke? Okay. On loan would have been all right for Conor Gallagher. I agree. He would have made our midfield much better. Yeah. Yeah, all good. Good to see you, man. You too. Angelo Stiller. Is he going to sign? What's up, AB Vibes? Is he going to sign a new deal with Stuttgart? I think they're going to sign a new deal and insert a little clause. Dev, if United get rid of Bruno and Casemiro next season, what two midfielders do you want United to sign? Oh, Baleba and Kamara, probably. Probably Baleba and Kamara. Nico Paz from Como? Come on. Free Sesko and Manu, they should start. Sesko hasn't really been doing much, but I think they'll probably both start in the Manchester derby. I hope, anyway. This is Kone's year to grow. He's coming back from his injury as well, which is nice to see. Ezekiel says that Sekou Kone is the closest to Baleba long term. I don't think he's that type of midfielder. I think that Sekou Kone is more of a deep line. I'm using my football manager knowledge. He's a deep line playmaker rather than just breaking up the ball in midfield. I think there's more to Kone's game. I'm not saying he's better. I'm definitely saying there's more. We need two midfielders around 26 and the other around 22. We do need a midfield revamp. I think next season has to be the midfield revamp. Oh, Hayden Hackney. Forgot about him. How? I would love Hayden Hackney. I'm surprised, to be honest, that we didn't go for him on deadline day. Or no one else did. Because 15 million. Bloody hell, Luke. I love him too, but we got to move on. But Hayden Hackney, I've kept an eye on him since last season. I wanted him this year. And when I saw that, was it Ipswich put in a 15 million pounds bid in for Hayden Hackney, and it was accepted? But I think did Hackney himself then say he didn't want to move? Which I think fair play, balls on him. Do you know what I mean? Balls on him, but I respect it. I would have been like, we're Man United, bro. Here's a cheeky 20. Do you know what I mean? I would have got him. Or even on deadline day, if you've got no other offers, you've accepted 15. It's 14 and a half. I'd be devilish. I'd do that one. That'd be nice. What's your opinions on Sunderland's recruitment this season? Like, I just love having Sunderland back in the Prem. Like, I'll be honest, my mind is still in the Barclays Premier League era. Do you know what I mean? It's still way back then. So I'm there like, come on. I miss it. So Sunderland being back is very Barclays. That feels like Premier League heritage to me. So I'm glad we have him back. I'm very glad that we have him back. And their recruitment's been brilliant. I think they're going to have one of those seasons where it's like they'll pull off a mad result but then get slapped. They're going to continue having that for about 2 years if they keep going at this level. But Xhaka, I thought, was a very good signing. I really liked Mayende, like Elijah Mayende. I think he's really solid. The striker who scored for them recently, I watched him play. He was good. I forgot his name. But yeah, they got a good team. So I'm liking it. They do need a new goalkeeper. I don't think Patterson's up for it. I would have looked at, Mark Flecken, who went off to Bayer Leverkusen. He would have been my goalkeeper. I think if I'm coming into the Premier League, I'm looking at who's been stable in the Prem and then signing those players. But welcome back, Sunderland, and I cannot wait for them to properly strut their stuff in the Premier League again. It's nice to see them back. It really is. It's so nice to see them back. Legend will carry weight on Kai Rooney. Kai looks like a good player, but when you've got a dad who is Wayne Rooney, one of the best, if not the best, Manchester United player of all time. It's the fact that that's a discussion. That Rooney shirt is going to weigh heavy on him. But let's see. Who is Camara? Who does he play for? Lamine Camara plays for Monaco. He's a Senegalese midfielder. Samu Dingra, also great signing. Yep. Dingra's a very, very good signing. Look out for Mora from Porto. Okay, interesting. Finally, we got off to Onana. Yeah, I know. And I'm just looking on YouTube now. There's 45 people watching on YouTube. Bearing in mind, if you're wondering how Isidore Wilson is it Wilson Isidore? Yeah. Thank you, Sam. But if you're watching on like Twitter and you're wondering where these comments are from, can I get mine on there? Click the link in my profile, come over to YouTube and just join the live show from there because everything's on there. And if you join, you drop a subscribe and you let me know that you've done that, then your very first comment will be read live anyway. And as we know, drop a super chat, become a member, any of those sort of stuff, it automatically gets read. But just you don't have to do any of that. Just catch my eye with what you're saying. And then I'll be able to see it and stick it up there. Like what we're seeing with Loppy here. Said we could get Lamine Camara, Agume, and Hayden Hackney for 7 to 80 million this window. But now we got to sign Baleba. What's your opinion on this? Loppy, I'm with you. I think we need more depth. And I think we need more bodies. Genuinely, that's what I think. So if it was up to me, I'm getting Agume, Kamara, and Hayden Hackney over just signing Baleba. 1,000,000%. That's my personal opinion. What would you guys do? Would you rather get the 3 or the 1? Like, you can have your opinions on it, but let's be fair. Who would you rather get? Because for me, Diego Leon or Patrick Dorgu all day long, but Leon can get there at some point. But seriously, I think that we should be getting more bodies in the midfield. That's just my opinion. It is. What do you think of Nemecha? Looks all right, but I'm not sure. We need more bodies. Dev 2025. We do, bro. Baleba and Semenyo January signings. Semenyo, don't go onto my Twitter, right? If you're on there now, or if you're on YouTube, whatever, after this, go onto my Twitter, go onto my profile and type in Semenyo. Look at how many times I mentioned him last season and the season before. I think this guy has been consistently solid the entire time. Like, Semenyo has just been a phenomenal footballer. And for me, I would get him. I would get Semenyo any day of the week. I think he's absolutely awesome. I really, really do. And I also think, like, if we did, and I said straight, thank you. What's up, Faraz? Hope you're good, bro. If we didn't get Mbermo, I would have gone for Semenyo all day long. All day long. What are you saying about next summer, Brogs? I want Wharton and Baleba, not in the same summer. Wharton would be mad, but still. Bro, Dev, Semenyo is always my first signing in a new manager career. I swear. We should have got Chulman. Don't think that's the type of midfielder we need right now. No more signings. Let's build academy team and make them superstars and sell them. I think that's the case anyway. But I agree. Like there's certain academy stars that I just think we need to be bringing in anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like Sekou Kone, number one. Sekou Kone is number one. Mantato, I mean, we gave him a chance in, I don't know if it was preseason or the postseason tour, but we gave him a chance. He looked okay. You know what I mean? I wasn't really all that keen on it. Figueiredo from Palmeiras. Remind me of that name at some point, yeah. But yeah, like I just think there's quite a lot of food at home. Amrit, I'll get to that in about 10 minutes time. Just got a few more pieces of news to go through. But genuinely, I do think some of the youngsters we've got, you know, you look at proper youngsters like Shea Lacey, he needs to come through. Chido is still there. He needs to break through properly. We've obviously got like Ibrahimov, we've got Mantato, we've got Liseo, like Sekou Kone, Jack Fletcher, Jim Thwaites. I think Thwaites is overlooked massively. Dev, if you could sign a midfielder in January, do you think Kobe will leave? Nah, not at all. Simon is in the chat. Appreciate you, mate. I really don't mind any of those names as long as they fit the profile. Tired of getting too excited about transfer targets, then we either don't get them or they flop. I just want to win. Facts. So true. Kone, yep, everyone's agreeing with Kone. Rather free players as the midfield is too weak. Yep. Second signing in manager career is always John Duran. I wouldn't have minded him as a striking option. On loan, probably. What is my biggest football ick? People who use the word Rolls-Royce or the phrase Rolls-Royce for really bang average defenders. Rolls-Royce is the pinnacle. And for me, right now, there's probably 2 in world football that I consider that. And in history, you've got about 10. That's the level. I consider it the pinnacle, and it's just not that. We need to go for Rodrigo Muniz on the next summer. I don't mind selling Xerxes for that. No, I'm not selling Xerxes for him. I like him, but I'm not selling Xerxes. What problem can Semenyo help in United? He's just the directness of him. And I think he's a good, honest kid. But again, I would have only signed him if we didn't get Mbermo. Because I think he's got that. He's got power. Phil Jones was a broken down Rolls-Royce. He wasn't a Rolls-Royce. It wasn't that. Like, Rolls-Royce is silky. Do you know what? Let's test your ball knowledge now. There's 1,000 people in here, by the way. I think like the majority of that is from Twitter, so I appreciate you. There's 51 of you in the YouTube chat, and there is 70 of you on TikTok. So first of all, I want you all, wherever you are, to come over to YouTube just so I can see all of your comments, because on TikTok, I'll have to keep coming back, but on Twitter, I can't see it, right? So what I want you to tell me is, tell me now, in history, who do you label as a Rolls-Royce defender? In history. Okay, I'm going to get this picture off of Belabor because this is separate. But in history, who are you labeling as a Rolls-Royce defender? Get in the comments, and you got more of a chance of being featured in the video, obviously, if you're on YouTube. So if you're on Twitter, please. And I'm only going to, if I see the comment in the YouTube chat, if I see it, if I agree with you, am I putting it up? Right? Some of you I might not agree with, and you might have to have your comment rest there for a little bit, but you're just going to have to hear me out, okay? Unless you drop a super chat, that's the only way that I absolutely have to have your comment read on live. So that's a bit of a, do you know what I mean? But be honest. So Ron, thank you for the follow. If you're on TikTok as well, drop a follow. Free shout out in the live as always. So Phil, first one I'm seeing on TikTok says, Fabio Cannavaro, yes. Rio Ferdinand, yes. That's true. Kern Vesterhoff, going for his fellow Dutchman, Yapstam. Absolutely. Absolutely Yapstam. Paolo Maldini, of course, because he is, in my opinion, the greatest defender of all time. Bar none. I will fight to the death. Don't mention the word Sergio or Ramos to me. This guy is the greatest defender of all time. There's no doubt in my mind. Alessandro Nesta, absolutely. Great ball knowledge, Luke. You know how much I love that guy. Vidic is not a Rolls-Royce defender. No, he's not. He's not that type of silky type of defender. Needs to be someone else. Vidic is not a Rolls-Royce. This is a very specific. It's not saying he's not great. He is great. He's not a Rolls-Royce defender. He's not. Because you're on about silky, keeping it calm. Vidic just puts his head in where people are scared to put their feet. Yes, one of the best defenders of all time, and overlooked and underrated. But he's not a Rolls-Royce. Two different debates. Rio Ferdinand, we agreed. Yep. Franz Beckenbauer, yes. I haven't watched enough of him, but when I have watched him and hearing what fellow professionals say about him, the fact that Johan Cruyff said what he said about him, I'm listening to Johan. Do you know what I mean? Who else are we talking about? What's up, Daniel? Good to see you. John Terry. Oh, John Terry. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say John Terry. Yeah. Charles Puyol, no. Again, he's in that. He's brilliant. No. Delict, nah. Delict is not a Rolls-Royce defender at all. Maldini. Saliba can be. He's not there quite yet. Like, I'm looking at historically. You have to do it for about 6 or 7 seasons consistently. He's done it for about 3, and he's been brilliant, but he's not quite there. For me, you have to have 6 or 7 seasons under your belt. Van Dijk, unfortunately, yeah, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Ramos, I don't know. I don't think he is. I don't think Chiellini or Bonucci is either. Marquinhos, absolutely not. Bonucci, maybe. Nesta, 1,000,000%. Varane, no. I'm sorry. Like, I don't consider Varane to be a Rolls-Royce defender. Like, I thought he was quite jittery on the ball, especially at United. I thought he was quite jittery on the ball. Brilliant in the air, good organization, but jittery, and he wasn't very calm. He wasn't. I'm saying this as a Man United fan. I loved him. Not a Rolls-Royce to me. Absolutely Rio Ferdinand. Yeah, there's no doubt. Bonucci and Chiellini. You know what? I need to look at them a bit more because they might enter that. Puyol, I don't see it. Vidic is a Land Cruiser. We've already said Franz Beckenbauer. Maldini, Roberto Carlos, no. Ooh, Marcelo, that's a shout because he's a fullback, so it's a bit different. But ooh, got to think about that one. Who said that? Gerard Piqué. Interesting. I'm not sure though. Not entirely sure. I know I might get hate for this, but Harry Maguire? Absolutely not, man. Come on. Marcus Rojo. Yeah, what a player. Partially Thiago? Thiago? What? Alcantara. Oh, Company. Oh, he's flirting on the line. Let's just go centre backs then, because people are bringing up some fullbacks now. Let's go centre backs because it's a bit too much now. Oscar, I'm gonna have to ban you, mate, because you're taking the piss. Yapstam, Looney Tunes, we've already said that. Rio Vidic, not Vidic, but Rio 100%. Just Rolls-Royce. I'm not talking about greatness. Getting compared to VVD, I don't get it. Why he is so much better. Virgil van Dijk is brilliant. Baresi, thank you. Eric Abidal, brilliant. And he might be up there. He's close. He's very, very close. You know what? He might be there, actually. Canate, absolutely not. Company's up there. Thiago Silva, thank you. Absolutely, Thiago Silva. Laurent Blanc in his heyday, absolutely. Absolutely in his heyday. Bastoni, no, not yet. Abidal, 100%. Actually, the more I think about it, Abidal's got to be up there. Thiago Silva was a brilliant shout. Abidal and Bailly. I loved Bailly, but no. Ruben Diaz is not. There. Laurent Blanc, we've seen. Don't spam, please. Thank you, Luke. I agree. Tony Adams. Ooh. Is Tony Adams a Rolls-Royce defender? You know what? He might be. But he was great. He was great, wasn't he? But you know what? Matt Hummels, no. In his prime, he was brilliant, but his prime was about 2 to 3 seasons. So no. Actually, is it? No, I'm being rude. He might be. Pepe, absolutely not. Carvalho, yes. Let me now. Actually, Carvalho, no, he was more the dirty one. But Terry Butcher, absolutely not. There's one defender. It's a bit of a rogue. It's not a rogue one, really. I'll give you a hint. He was an invincible with a team. It wasn't with Arsenal. He was invincible with someone, one of the biggest teams in the world, and he did play in the Premier League. He wasn't an invincible in the Premier League, but he did play there. Bobby Moore, yes, I need to watch more of him, but from what people are saying, absolutely, yeah. But there's one more that you guys haven't said, and I might be wrong, but you haven't said him. Throw some names in. Think outside the box with this one. Ronald Koeman, he might be in there. Again, I need to watch a bit more of him before I can say yeah, absolutely. Hummels is, yeah, Fairs. I think Hummels has to be. Who else? Koscielny, nah. Koscielny was good. We're talking Rolls-Royce. Like, just being silky isn't enough. You have to win certain things and you have to definitely get there. So yeah. Does Man United need a new right wing back now? Boateng? Well, Jerome Boateng? No. Van der How? Brother, we're talking about defenders. Recent or retired? Retired. Retired. I'll give you the hints. Here are the hints again. He's a centre back, right? Brilliant centre back. He's a World Cup winner, and he's an invincible. What are we saying? He's a World Cup winner, and he's an invincible. And I think he's not an invincible with Arsenal, but he's a World Cup winner and an invincible. And I think he's a Rolls-Royce defender. Who are we talking about? Nesta, we've already said. It's not him. Nesta counts, but it's not him. Who am I talking about? No, not invincible in the Prem. He was invincible for a European team, a big European team, but not in the Prem. Campbell, nah. Nah. Ruben Diaz, nope. He wasn't an Arsenal invincible. He never played for Arsenal. He played for a team in London, but it wasn't Arsenal. Who am I talking about? Come on, people. Gilberto Silva, he's a midfielder. What year did he join? He joined the Premier League in early 2000s. I can't be sure. Bobby Charlton, what are we doing? David Luiz, no. Zambrotta, nope. Obviously not. David Luiz, nah. Nah. Yes. Troy, it was in the Serie A. He was a Serie A invincible. Come on. You guys got to know this. I'm not talking about Thiago Silva. Robert Hughes. Good again, but no. Come on, who am I talking about? When did he win the World Cup? I think it was 1998. I think it was 1998. Come on. Kolo Touré? Nope. Oh, he might have been, Brooks. He might have been. Ashley Young? Nope. Thuram. Thuram is 100% a Rolls-Royce defender, but no, not him. Cannavaro, we've already mentioned him. No, I'm not on about Cannavaro. You're getting towards the right lines. Oh, someone has said it on TikTok. I need someone to say it on YouTube. Come over on YouTube and say it. We'll get you on screen. Well, we'll get your comment on screen. Touré, Cannavaro, Touré Deschamps, no. Lilian Thuram, no. Come on, where are the people? Where are the people at? Come on. We haven't said one of our own yet. Gary Palliser. Palliser was late. Lilian Thuram, no. We've said Maldini. Never played in the Prem. This player, okay, guys, stop what you're doing. Stop what you're doing. He played in the Premier League. Thank you, Luke. Thank you. Marcel Desailly. Bro. Don't mess with Marcel Desailly. I got to give a shout out. I know Luke got it first on YouTube, but Mopico on TikTok was the first one to get it. And then Joe Foy straight after. Luke, Desailly was unbelievable. Alessandro Costa Curta. Jeez. Oh, now we're talking defenders. Now we're talking defenders. Wasn't until you said World Cup winner in '98. Yeah, because you got to look at then you just look at the squad, seeing who came to the Prem. But Luke, be honest, did you look at Wikipedia or anything? Or did you just think then? Frank Leboeuf? Nah. Nah. Good, but no. Desailly was unbelievable. Jorge Freeman, I was just asking who do you think is a Rolls-Royce defender, and there was one that no one said. For me, Desailly is one of the pinnacles. Was he French? Yeah. Yeah. Marcel Desailly is French. Absolutely unbelievable defender. Oh, yeah, I definitely Googled the lineup. At least you're honest, bro. That's all we want. That is all we want, Luke. So you're all good. You're all good. All right. So I've also mentioned it in the title. Sorry, I just really enjoyed I just like talking about some football. But I mentioned it in the title, right? Or not really in the title. You can see it kind of going around, but there is some other things that we need to be talking about with this, because there are some players right now at Manchester United that we need to be talking about in terms of injuries. Now, we're just getting more into Manchester United stuff, but we need to talk about some injury news which has come in most recently, and it's actually good news. This is the thing, it's actually good news for Manchester United fans. So I want you all to sit back and enjoy, because from what I've seen, that was fun. We're definitely going to do more of that. Can we just do more where we just talk about random football stuff like that? Because that's fun. I enjoyed myself. Okay. So we're done talking about Baleba, right? But now, oh my God, I can't get a bloody picture of him. Rolls-Royce defender, Irwin. Yeah, we'll do fullbacks another day. We need to do fullbacks another day. But now, let's get into some news that will affect us moving forward going into the Manchester derby. You can see at the bottom, I've already talked about Onana, and we've talked about, yeah, Nick, we'll definitely do that again. I might do some fun little trivia for you moving forward. We might actually do a whole show just based on trivia during the international break because we've got 1 in 4 weeks and 1 4 weeks after that, so we might as well. Can there be a case that Onana was worse than Anders Lindegaard? Lindegaard wasn't number 1, so for that reason, you're going to have to say that he probably was, yeah, because he played a lot more. You saw him more often, didn't you? What was I going to do? Yeah, I need to get a picture of this man now because we have a little predicament on our hands. Now that Onana's gone, which goalkeeper starts? Which goalkeeper starts in net for Manchester United in the Manchester derby? For me, okay, be honest with yourselves now. Which goalkeeper are you starting? Have a trivia question at the end or start of every show. You know what, Troy? I'm going to have another trivia question at the end. Yeah, I like that, Troy. That's smart. Amorim is starting in net. Looney Tunes says Lammens. Onana's left. Onana's gone. Anyone else at this point? I will start tomorrow. I'll start Tom Heaton. Wow. Completely forgot about Malacia. Malacia will leave at some point. Who do you think should start the Manchester derby? Should we start a poll? Yeah, let's change the poll. So the current poll, just so you know, the one that was up there is Manchester United goalkeeper the hardest position in world football? We had 69 votes, lol. 64% said yes. 32% said no. Which is pretty good going, to be fair. But let's go with another poll. I'm going to say who starts versus Man City as our GK. I'm going to put Lammens, Bayindir, and am I really putting Heaton? Don't vote for Heaton just for the lols. Like, if you actually think Heaton, fair enough. Yeah, Brogs, I'll check it out for sure, mate. I'll check it out for sure. I'll do it right now while I got you. So Brogs is a YouTuber also in the comments here, and he's asked me to have a look at his recent thumbnails and rate them. Well, I'm not saying my thumbnails are very good. I think they're okay, but yeah, they're not bad. Brogs, I'm looking at. Is it the Onana one? I'm going to say it's the Onana one, isn't it? The Onana one is good. The gloves are harsh, but the Onana one is good. Yeah, I like it. Good stuff. He also did the England game as well. Nice one, man. Yeah, good stuff. I like it. Good stuff, man. So vote. If you're on TikTok or if you're on Instagram or Twitter, come over to YouTube. The link is in my profile for wherever you want to watch it on. And I've put the poll up live there. I've said who starts versus Man City as our goalkeeper. We've got 23 votes. It's only been up for a minute. 23 votes. 57% of you already are on Lammens. So you want Lammens to start. What is happening with Semenyo and United? Nothing. We were just interested in him. 38 likes on YouTube, by the way. We've got to get that number up. Come on. And on TikTok, we're only on 4K. Keep tapping the screen on TikTok. Get more fans in it because this is what we want. And tell me, which goalkeeper are you starting? Luke is being very pragmatic. Very pragmatic and saying, Dev, it has to be Bayindir. Lammens will get slaughtered if he costs us the game with a mistake. Don't trust the fan base. Do you think so? Do you think so? I don't think he will struggle. And I don't think the fan base will be that harsh. Do you know what's my little hot take? I'm not saying the fans have been right in many aspects, but you know the reason why Onana has been getting so much hate is because the expectation was so high because he was a Champions League level goalkeeper. So I expected, do you know what? I think we all expected it to be a certain level. Goddamn. But we all expected it to be a certain level. So I'm there thinking everyone expected something from Onana. So when he made such terrible mistakes, you had the expectation that just dropped, and immediately it just got to the level that it did. So I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it thinking that he is this like that we're all going to jump on Onana, or the fans in general are going to jump on Onana jump on Lammens the way they did on Onana, because I'm not saying they had a reason to jump on him, but it is what it is. I don't think he'll make a mistake, but if he does, they will say, why did we buy him over Martinez? That will happen. And we saw it, bro. We saw it with David De Gea. We were linked with Neuer. You forget this. We were linked with Neuer instead of De Gea. And let's be real, like, Neuer would have been the better option. Do you know what I mean? But, like, De Gea is brilliant, but goodness me. Like, this whole thing that I'm talking about is we need just to be fair with our fan base. And Loppy makes a good point as well, saying that our fan base is very, very volatile. I cannot trust our fan base with young players. With Onana, the fan base has been right, but the Sesko hate and the way everybody has been wanting him out has been really, really harsh. And I agree with that. This is... Agaz, who just became a member today, I appreciate you for that again, mate. Lammens catches one ball from a corner and he'll have been worth it. Genuinely, if he does any of those things, he'll be fine. Mapiko has mentioned on TikTok as well, saying, do you remember the time when Onana came out and shouted at Maguire? I'll be honest, because again, I'm not going to be... I have to be accountable to myself on this channel. This is what this channel is all about. I said when he did that, I was like, he's right to do that. I was an idiot. I actually said when he was shouting at Maguire, like, yeah, we got a goalkeeper that's got a bit of fight about him. That's gonna whip these defenders into shape. God, I was wrong. I was so wrong. I really was. What is... The fan base doesn't hate Bayindir like they did to Onana. I can't see them hating Lammens the same. That's true, but I can admit Onana is not good enough. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to admit that Onana's not good enough and Bayindir is not good enough. But, hindsight's a wonderful thing. It just is, isn't it? But this is the thing. It would have been harsh. And can I just say, like, hindsight's a wonderful thing. You're talking about the Neuer and De Gea thing. I wanted Neuer after the World Cup. That's my opinion. I want to keep it to be vocal. Alana says, I agree with you. I do agree with you. I'm your favorite YouTuber. Don't ask why. Why? We should have gotten Martinez. Nah, I disagree. Yeah, true. Then Maguire had his comeback and Onana had his downfall. That's so true. Brogs makes a good point. I think this is going to be the two goalkeepers from next season. Because if you're watching, like, what's it called? Thank you very much, Looney Tunes. If you're watching Vitek at the moment, look at the two games very similar. Like, his game with Lammens is really, really similar. So I actually respect his game and I like it. And I think having those two goalkeepers is a really good step forward for us. And I can respect it. I can really respect it. Hopefully Lammens gets time to develop like De Gea did. The thing is, De Gea didn't really get time to develop. He was just thrown in and he had to do his best. So it's tough. This is off topic, but do you remember in January where Ineos said they didn't want to spend because they was wait until the summer, but we bought 4 players? Bro, we spent nearly 200 million quid and no Europe and we finished 15th. If we had European football or we won a trophy, expect us to spend another 100 million on top. Do you know what I mean? So, nah, I'm with Ineos in this one. You know what, Dev? I've got an opinion. All right, what's your opinion? We should just stop going after big names. We're on that track because bringing big names... Yeah, 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. My video on Lammens is about that. If it weren't City, Lammens 100%, but I think we need Bayindir as the team has set up with him. I can't do it. I can't. Do you know why I can't do it? Right. I'll be very honest. I can't bring him in. Thank you very much for switching over from TikTok, Ruck. I can't watch Bayindir try and claim a corner when Haaland's about. I can't do it. I really, really can't do it, guys. I really can't. It feels like we're back in a situation with having Anders Lindegaard and David De Gea again. What, if you get Vitek and him? I liked Lindegaard. He wasn't great, but I liked him. Oh, what a lovely question this is. Deb, do you prefer a Schmeichel type goalkeeper or a Van der Sar type? So I grew up on Van der Sar. I didn't watch enough of Schmeichel. I didn't watch him week in, week out. I've watched enough of him. Damn straight I have. And I can say that Schmeichel for me is the best goalkeeper in Premier League and Man United history. Yes. But my type of goalkeeper is 100% Van der Sar. I want calmness. I don't want this whole shouty business. You don't need it. And also, players today are soft. Do you understand what I'm saying? Oh my God, hang on. before we get into this, everyone, please, please come over to TikTok. If you're on TikTok now, come over to YouTube because there's this guy who I've just highlighted the comment for, one of the best journalists of at least the summer that I've been reading all of his stuff. But the amount of exclusives that he's done, the amount of times that either he's been wrong and then he goes back and actually just not just retracts it, but explains himself, or that he keeps to his word on every single thing. I respect Sully Talks so much. Sully, thank you very much for joining up the show, brother. And I'd love to get you on a stream one day. If you're up for that, obviously. I know you don't show your face a lot of the time, and that's totally cool. But everyone, please, on Twitter, go and follow up Sully Talks. One of the best accounts that you're going to follow. I mentioned United Baki before, UTD BAKI, who does all of these amazing what's it called? All of the amazing compilations and stuff. If you want to watch someone or read work from someone who has their finger on the pulse of Manchester United but doesn't do the sensationalist crap ever, please check out Sully Talks. A much welcome addition to this community. And honestly, it's one of the main reasons why I wanted to make it. I want more people like him to have a voice in this community. So Sully, you're a legend. And keep doing the work you're doing, brother. I really appreciate you, bro. And I know all Man United fans agree with me as well. You're brilliant, mate. And I hope you know that too. Luke, as he's saying there, drop a like and subscribe. Consider dropping a super chat or become a member to support even more. Like I say, guys, I mean, this whole channel is just about building up the best, non-toxic and healthiest Man United community of all time. Because let's face it, it's gone a certain way. And I'm not saying I'm going to be calm all the time. I'm going to be relaxed all the time. I'm not. During games, I get very angry. I get very angry a lot of the time. But I don't want to go down the route of calling players names or doing this. Because the reason is because I did it before. Do you know what I mean? You'll find old posts. I didn't delete them. You'll find old posts where I've said some dumb stuff. And I don't want to be like that. But it's because you get caught. Because I found how easy it is to get caught up in the BS of being a Manchester United fan and seeing all this stuff online and thinking this is the only way to be a fan. You just got to shout, call them names and do all this. At the end of the day, these are our guys. We want the best for them. And this community, this Manchester United channel, I would love to build it up one day to challenge some of the likes of the ones that are huge, that drive a negative narrative, because I think they're doing it for self-interest. And I think they're doing it not for the good of Manchester United or the community, but for themselves. And I don't like that. So if you want to be a part of that, please, wherever you are, drop a follow, whether it's TikTok, X, Twitter, Instagram, or YouTube. But to really build it out properly, I do these live shows kind of primarily on YouTube, but I've also got my long form videos on here. We do our streams on here. Like literally, I've got, I did a gaming thing with like a retro football manager save, which will get uploaded to the channel soon. I've got a video tomorrow about modern footballers and all this sort of stuff. So please, if you can, that would be amazing. If you can just come over wherever you're watching, come over to YouTube, subscribe, drop some love to the channel. I would really, really appreciate that because I think we can build something pretty big. I do. And if you can drop a super chat or become a member just to support, please do. All it does is go back into the channel. It buys me more time to do this sort of thing, but also I'm going to upgrade this webcam. In case you remember, when you first got here, I used the webcam on my Mac and it was horrible. Now I've used this. It's a little bit better. Not ideal, but it'll get there. And then literally, whatever I get back, I'll put it on lighting. I'll put it on a better streaming software. I'll put it on a better, do you know what I mean? I just want to get better and better. So if you guys can do that, that'd be amazing. And my next thing that I'm going to buy, I'll tell you this now, is going to be an external hard drive so I can play some old Football Manager games. Because I found a way where you can actually play FM06, 7, and 8. And I'm going to buy them and do some saves. And I really want you guys to be a part of that. So yeah, if you can do that, that would mean a lot to me. It really, really would. So thank you. J-Match, thank you for the follow over on TikTok. And wherever you are, drop that follow. And enough for me begging it. But I just really appreciate you guys. So thank you very much. Because from where we started in the summer, we've come a long way. So I appreciate you. Soham has asked a very hard question now, saying Dev, Petr Cech or Peter Schmeichel. And you know what? We're going to remove the picture of Lammens because now we're getting to the stage of the live where in 8 minutes, I'm going to have to go off because I'm going to be on the United View with Flex and Owen and all those guys. To join in the red carpet discussion for YouTube today. So make sure you go over there at 7 o'clock because I'll be joining live from there. But yeah, that's going to be pretty fun. But now Just throw some questions in here, and I've got a little trivia question for you in a couple minutes' time. Petr Cech or Peter Schmeichel? I watch Petr Cech week in, week out, but I'm still going with Schmeichel. Petr Cech, I think, is one of the best ever. That's the debate in Premier League times. I think they both beat Van der Sar in Premier League terms, longevity and all this, but Petr Cech was absolutely magnificent, I'll be real. Question to you, brother. If Mason Mount is fit, do you start him in the derby? I think you have to. Continuity, I think, with this team is massive, but who do you start him for? That's the thing. I don't want to do this Cunha up top nonsense. I don't. I want Seshko to start from the beginning. I really do. So yes, if it means continuity. No, if it means we're going to have to shift people around. Thank you for joining, man. I really do. I guess you only know the bottle of a player when you throw them in boiling water. What a lovely little analogy that was. That was top. Dev, you're an amazing person. Nice. Thank you very much, Nick. That's very kind. Check out Hobby FC. Oh, yeah. Also, Hobby FC, if you check out on YouTube, we did our first full video in terms of like interviewing someone. We interviewed the CEO of the London Card Show on my last show. That's all on YouTube as well, and on Spotify. So check that out if you can as well. And if you have anything to say, you want to drop some love, make sure that you drop a like on the video and you drop a super chat if you can. Whoa, Dev, what's the really cool looking book on the shelf behind you? You know what? Because I don't talk about this enough. This is my book. Okay? Look, you can see it. You can see it there. Dev Badger. I wrote this. This is actually my book. So, Luke, in the chat, you're going to get this at some point. But I wrote this book. It's on Amazon. You can check it out. It's called The Conquerors, and it is about the Carlo Ancelotti team between like 1998 to 2007 at AC Milan. So please do check it out because I think it's the best book I've written. I've written 3. That's my favorite one. But yeah, check it out if you haven't already. Thank you, Alana. Oh, Alana, did you just come over from TikTok as well? I appreciate you for that. Thank you. That's really kind. You should start a gaming channel. Already have. It's called Opposite Nation. Me and my girlfriend have started it, which is great. When's the next Opposite Nation stream? For me, probably Wednesday, I want to say. For Chloe, maybe tomorrow, see how she feels, or Wednesday. So tomorrow or Wednesday, there'll be a stream for sure. I'm confused. Is this live? It absolutely is, Jimbo. We've already gone through that. Is this your full-time job now? It is now, yeah. It is now. So it is since January, which has been a really big step. But some months are good, some months are hard, some months it's hard to pay bills, some months it's okay. So it is tough. Any updates on Cunha and Mount? Yeah, quick one. Cunha and Mount, I think, are going to be fine. Mount, Sully Talks has said that Mount is on, like, if you're taken off as a precaution, he should be fine. Cunha is off in Paris watching UFC, and he's posting on his socials, like how he's training to get back in time for Sunday. So I think they'll both be available. Whether they'll start, I'm not sure. What's my 11 for City? It is, I'm starting Lammens, personally. Lammens, Luke Shaw, De Ligt, Yoro. No. Lammens, De Ligt, Maguire, Yoro. Yeah. Dorgu and Ahmad. Bruno, Kobe, or Bruno and Casemiro, and Burmo, Cunha, Seshko. Or if Mount and Cunha can't start, Bruno higher, Kobe and Ugarte. And I'd love to see Lisandro Martinez come off the bench. Mazraoui, not yet. I'd keep Mazraoui like on the bench. If he's fully fit, then I'll probably start him instead of Harry Maguire, put De Ligt in the centre back role. We've got 45 people in here. We've got 4 more minutes. Okay. I've got to think of a nice little trivia question for you now. Before we get into it, let's first of all say thank you to Luke and thank you to Agaz for showing a little appreciation today with the super chats and joining as a member. Really appreciate you for doing that. And a little bit of trivia. You know what? I'm going to do a little trivia from my AC Milan book. So I've got to think. Okay. I'm going to say... Ooh. Do you think Sesko scores today? Yeah, sure. Why not? Do you think Martinez can play in midfield? No. Keep him as a back three and then push him forward. Don't start him in midfield outright. I'm going to go for... This is a rogue one, but it's a nice bit of trivia for you. And you can obviously read the rest in the book. But what team was Cafu supposed to join before he went to AC Milan? So he ended up going to AC Milan, obviously. But what team was he supposed to join instead? No one Google it or nothing. If you know the answer, go on. Thank you very much, Josh, for saying that on X as well. I don't know if you because your comments come through. So I don't know if everyone is just watching, but if you are just watching, I appreciate you. And as you're thinking about this, we've got 9,459 subscribers. So we've gained like 20 in this one show alone. Thank you all so much. But if you can, while you're thinking of the answer, please come over to YouTube so that we can grow this community out to a proper level. Liverpool, no. Inter, no. Was it an English team? No. But Soham is right on the money. It was a Japanese team. Who was it? I think it was some Japanese team, but I don't know the name. It was a Japanese team. Which team was Cafu supposed to join before he joined AC Milan? It is a Japanese team, so it's not Napoli. It's not Barcelona. Soham. There's no way you got that straight away. If you did, fair play. Fair play. The answer was Yokohama's Marinos. In fact, it got to a point where Yokohama's made a statement and they had everything ready to bring him out in front of all of their fans. And then he got a late call from Carlo Ancelotti to say, do you want to join and be a part of this team? He went on to play 5 more years at AC Milan. Mental. Absolutely mental. But thank you guys so much. I've got to jump now to another stream. I'm going on to the United View with Flex and with Owen and all those guys, the red carpet. So please, if you can, make sure that you drop a follow on this channel here. If you're on Twitter, honestly, if all of you came and did this, we'd hit our 10K like that. But click the link in my profile to come over to YouTube and subscribe. It would really mean the world to me. I appreciate you all. Subscribe if you are new. Thank you to everyone who's been supporting on TikTok and everywhere. Really appreciate you. And I'll see you on the next show. So thank you very much. And I'll take care and see you later.